Hey guys, what the heck is going on? Sam Cox here with Team Fire, and coming to you guys today with a replay of something that happened earlier this week, and is nothing more and nothing less than two guys just duking it out over the internet with a good old-fashioned game of GOAT format. And over here in the bottom right, we have Carl. Up here on the top right, we have Alan, and I try not to get too much into the drama or whatever that goes on in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. And to be honest with you, the most of it that goes on is within the quote unquote Zodiac stuff or the modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I would like to think that the majority of the people that play the retro or legacy formats, things like O2, Go, Teledad, that kind of stuff, are just guys that are a little bit older, maybe a little bit more mature, that genuinely just still love to play the game, but they just don't have the time, or they just don't want to keep up with modern stuff. So yeah, most of the people that I know and all my friends in this that play these formats are all guys that could care less about drama. They just still love the game and they want to play older stuff. But yeah, so I had seen some stuff go down on Nostalgic Duelist and on GOAT Format Duelist, both Facebook groups. And from what I know, this is a $500 match, and it's Carl versus Alan. And they've had some beef for a long while now. And Carl just called him out and said, "Hey, man, $500, let's do this." And again, from what I know, Alan had made a video that had said Carl's cards were trash or something, and so I guess that they're kind of going at it now. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of commentate this for you guys. I kind of know how it turned out already, just due to the fact that, like I said, I'm in those Facebook groups. I will link them down below. I would highly recommend you guys go and ask to join their groups. If you guys are connected within the YouTube community, but you want to get connected via Facebook, both of those groups are awesome. They both have a bunch of people in each one of them that have a ton of insight on all the formats, especially GOAT format. And there's a lot of cool deck profiles. There's videos. There's replays. There's discussions, and just a lot of cool people in those. I do want to go on record and say that I don't know Carl or Alan outside of just the GOAT format community. I wouldn't call either one of them my friends, but I'm sure they're both cool guys to a sense. But I will also go on record to say that, you know, with people that have very narcissistic attitudes and make the game kind of toxic, I think that whether you're just a Yu-Gi-Oh player or a human being, I would like to think that the world has a way of putting people in their place and karma kind of coming back. And so that's all I'm going to say about all this. Like I said, I watch more than I get into any of this stuff, and that's just kind of my comments on it. And I'm not really going to say I'm team this person or that person. I'm just going to leave that there, and it is what it is. So let's get into actual commentating this thing. So Alan has Tomato on his side of the field. Tomato is a card that in this deck searches things like Cyberjar, Sangan, so the Sangan searches the other jars and that kind of stuff. It is very apparent that Alan is playing Deck Out, aka just Empty Jar or whatever. There's a ton of different names for these types of decks in this format. The Book of Taiyu is a dead giveaway. Feather Phoenix, this is probably one of the only decks that plays this card in this format. Shallow Gray, the whole combination, this is obviously just a deck out deck. And it looks like Carl is playing just good old-fashioned chaos. And even at that, like, he's playing, Tsukiyomi, so he's kind of playing a grind chaos, if anything, from what it's looking like. He is playing the Tribe with the Sinister. So, yeah, it's just looking like Carl's looking to play advantage, and Alan's looking to just deck him out. So it's going to be super interesting. He did open up Ring of Destruction, which is a very good card when you're talking about going against a deck that is very combo-oriented, because it can disrupt some plays. Okay, so he has Morphing Jar right here. You would think that the best play would be to set Morphing Jar, set a few other cards, activate Taiyu. It's got set reload. Okay, that's interesting. He set reload, maybe just because it's chainable. I know that he probably had too many cards in his hand at the end of last turn, but um, reload is. I don't know why he set that. If I'm being 100% honest with you, something else might have seemed a little bit more. I don't. That kind of seems weird, but hey, I'll tell you my take on it. If reload's chainable, which is obviously is like any spell that you set that's chainable can make your opponent go neg 1, but in this type of deck, wouldn't you want your opponent to keep as many resources in their hand if you're playing things like card destruction? So, um, I don't know. You would think that to be fair, I think that he probably could have pushed a little bit more last game and probably could have done card destruction or reload, maybe even set the Book of Taiyu and went card destruction. I mean, the jar was the next card anyway, so Allen arguably could have maybe even won last turn if he would have just said a few things like Taiyu, activated card destruction. Who knows? He did have double Shallow Grave, so I know it's kind of hard to pitch both of those. Kind of playing the devil's advocate here. So here we go. We are off. Book of Taiyu is going to flip over the jar. For anybody that doesn't know, this flips a face-down monster in the face of an attack. It will trigger the jars. I think he thought that was Cyber for a second because he sent it to the grave. We're going to fast forward here to each person drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each. Okay, so a few things I want to say right here. Carl has 2 Raigeki breaks. That's very good. If he can get these set, that will be a very good thing for him because Raigeki break is a very, very, very disruptive card in this format because you can just target anything on the field, face up, face down, whatever. And so he's going to run the Morphing Jar into Tribe because Allen does have the advantage of not having to win during the battle phase. So it's looking like he's going to run the Morphing Jar into Tribe. Carl said he's thinking. And he's going to activate Shallow Grave to bring back the Morphing Jar. Okay, cool. All right, well, Allen may get game 1 if he plays his cards right. No pun intended. Reload. Which reload isn't that bad of a card in the jar decks because it allows you to go neg, which sometimes you need to do because you need your opponent to have more cards in their hand than you have in your hand. So things like spell reproduction and reload allow you to make your deck more consistent while at the same time minimizing your hand. Reload nonetheless is a good card in this deck. If he would have had some extra space, he may have been able to chain the Book of Moon. Okay, there goes the Raigeki breaks. Rip Carl. Wait. What? He said chain to my jar. He said you can't. Yes, I can. Jar is chain link 2. Book is chain link 2. Jar is chain link 2. Book is chain link 2. Book of Taiyu is still going to be there. Jar is chain link 1. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so another jar activates. Not Assailant grabs a card back. Yeah, Not Assailant is mandatory. So pot, upstart. Okay, yeah, upstart. So he's got a premature. He's got jar in the grave. Reproduction. Okay, does he have a Book of Moon in the grave? Okay, he does. Okay, so the best move right here would be premature, Morphing Jar, targets. Yeah, Morphing Jar, and the spell reproduction, get back the Book of Moon, and then activate Taiyu. That's personally what I would do. I may go Trunade first. We'll see. He does have Book of Moon, which can be okay. I may have went Trunade first, but this way it gives him the ability to use premature again. So Allen did kind of run a risk right there. No, he just gave him another card. He's not really using it again, but he did use card destruction, so he's going to get the advantage back that he sent to the grave. I do want to point out at this moment, Alan has 8 cards left in his deck, and Carl has more than twice that many. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you guys are keeping up with what's going on over here in the chat. So Alan said, if you have anything halfway decent, I would chain it. And then Carl said, you talking shit. Alan said, I'm not talking shit. I'm just trying to help. So this was kind of that. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to take sides or whatever. I'm just saying like that really like unattractive, narcissistic attitude that people have in this game that I'm not very fond of at all. Alan's not trying to help him win $500. He said if you have anything halfway decent, as in like Carl wouldn't even have a decent play, so just like do what you can. Haha, I'm gonna win anyway. I just don't like that attitude. Miss me with that shit. I'm not trying to be on anybody's side that's doing that. Okay. It's looking like he targeted Cyberjar to keep put Cyberjar back on the deck with Feather Phoenix. And Alan said, that's obviously not what I'm putting on top. Carl said, LOL, Alan, come on now. He said, the lag is incredible. Carl said, this is $500. Alan said, dude, nothing has happened. I misclicked. See, and that's just the kind of, obviously something happened. I mean, you did a move and then took it back. Carl said, I don't know, man. Do you really think my intent was to, and it's like, well, obviously you did it. So, and you know what? I'm just, again, it's going to make it sound like I'm taking sides or, I mean, whatever at this point. You guys probably know where I stand on this by now, but, one card is a monster. One card is a spell. Maybe I can understand if it was 2 spells right next to each other. Maybe even Book of Moon and Book of Tyler, both books that kind of look like each other. But one is a monster. One is a spell. And they say the names on them. I highly doubt that he, quote unquote, misclicked. Because he didn't just misclick one. You have to go over to the card, scroll up, and then click, like, put it back on top of the deck or whatever. It kind of seems like he's trying to take back a move. I can't 100% confirm that. But Alan said, dude, I told you it was lagging. Yes, because it was right next to card destruction in my grave. We can ask a judge. Carl said, let's ask a judge. Alan said, okay. Man, I'm just trying to commentate, y'all. I'm not trying to read all this. Jeez. And Alan's already saying, by the way, win or lose, I'm playing you in another money match. I'm never playing you in another money match. So this is Alan just saying, like, my stuff was lagging, blah, blah, blah. I think that they're trying to ask a judge. Yeah, they're trying to ask a judge. Okay, I'll ask a judge then. He said, okay. Jeez. So it's looking like Alan's not wanting to take back. Carl said, bro, I'm not being a dick. Alan said, do you acknowledge that? Has that ever happened to you? Oh my God. If you misplayed, you misplayed, dude. I mean, like, yeah, give me a second to find a judge. Oh my goodness, y'all, just come on. I mean, not necessarily Carl, just come on, Alan. Okay, so he said, I'll make you a compromise. I'll put Cyberjar back on top if you let me not activate Shallow. And Carl said, no way, bro. Oh my goodness. Alan said, okay, fine, I probably still have game. Okay, let's see it, man. Let's go for it. His resources are kind of low. I mean, Alan still may have game on this first. Ooh, rough. He's got 4 cards left in deck, so as of right now, any jar will kill Alan, and he does not currently have card destruction, and he drew 2 monsters, but he's going to have some more spells in his hand. Okay. Giant True Knight is such a powerful card in these decks because it allows you to set spells that you don't want to get rid of, and then it allows you to return them back to your hand to activate them with things like Graceful Charity, Spell Reproduction, Serial Spell, which I don't even know if Alan's playing. I don't think we've seen a Serial Spell yet, if I'm being honest. Okay. Alan is in a good position in the fact that he does have 3 Spell Reproduction this late in the game. I don't think he has enough resources to activate them all, but we'll see. He's going to pitch the Reload and the Book of Moon to get card destruction. He's going to activate card destruction to get 3 cards. Carl is going to get 5. Oh my God, that is not. These are not the best. These are not the cards you want to see, folks. Right here, Heavy Storm, Magician of Faith, and Scapegoat. Wow. Oh my God. And then Alan's got card destruction too. Wow. So I mean, not Alan. Carl's got card destruction. Carl could literally just activate card destruction. Okay. He's going to activate card destruction. He's going to card destruction away Carl's. Okay, he just scooped. He knew. So that was game 1, y'all. Alan's over here saying, you want to give me the odds that I will win the next 2 games? I'll put up an additional 500 to your 1,000 that I can win the next 2. Carl said, nah. Alan says, okay. What if I put up 750 to your 1,000? And Carl said, nah. Okay, so shout out to everybody here in the chat. If any of these are y'all and you guys actually watch this in real life, then heck yeah. We got In the Math over here, Nostalgic Duelist, just some notable people. Johnny G, Goat Boy 78, Dingo Sig, Don't Copy. Cool. Well, hey, shout out to all of them guys for being in on this. We're going to fast forward right here and see where this takes us, y'all. He said, I honestly had full intention of being respectful this match, but if I effectively 3-0 you, you will never hear the end of it. You know what? And it's just like his attitude just doesn't seem respectful, so it's just kind of hard to really believe that. So he's going to activate Scapegoat. He's got the Charity with the Serpent, and he's going to pitch the Night Assailant. Maybe a smart move on Carl's part, because pitching the Night Assailant before you pitch something like Mimic might be a good move, because Night Assailant is mandatory, and that will keep cards mandatorily out of his hand, if that makes any sense, obviously, because we play things like card destruction on Alan's end. So Faith is going to get back to Charity. Charity's going to activate, and the duo right here should be interesting. 3, so he's going to go for the middle one, the Shallow Grave. Rip. He doesn't have a monster in the grave anyway, and then he's going to send Feather Phoenix, probably the smartest move. Activating Thunder Dragon to get 2 more. Right here, if I was Carl, I may have activated Thunder Dragon's effect twice to get 2 of them in the grave. Again, just to keep resources out of my hands. I don't... Yeah, okay, well, you know what? At the same time, Carl is playing card destruction, so maybe... I don't know. There's arguably 2 different ways to do that. Drew 2 Spell Reproductions. Fast forward, Upstart. Shout out to Carl for playing Upstart and Chaos. I love Upstart and Chaos especially. It makes it to where your Faith is less dead at the start of the games. He's going to knock his Faith. Ouch. What's he got set? Book of Moon and Spell Reproduction. Okay. He's going to take out the tokens with the small Monster's going to get 46 in. I think he's just going on a hunch that Allen's not playing Mirror Force. So Drew draws into the tomato. Maybe if he would have, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like he has anything in his grave that could really give him any gas to do much. Okay. Okay. Cool play right here. So he banishes his own faith to mind control the tomato. Okay. So Gravekeeper Spy is going to get in 2 times the damage. He's got spell reproduction set and 1 spell reproduction in hand. That's rough. Okay. So and then he's going to activate Judgment on the spell reproduction. The one card that Allen maybe could have used. Wow, that was quick. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. So we'll shout out to Carl for winning that. Please spend your $500 wisely. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if anything, please be a good person if you're playing this game. I like playing this game with folks that are nice, not people that are mean. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We'll see y'all later.